Continuation of our enzymatic hydrolysis of DNA. What we have talked about two enzymes, that is pancreatic deoxyribonuclease and spleen deoxyribonuclease. What we said that when the DNA is subjected to hydrolysis with pancreatic deoxyribonuclease, that is deoxyribonuclease 1, sometimes it is also called. What you get a mixture of oligonucleotide, and the oligonucleotide in average contains 4 nucleotide. But when we subject again this oligonucleotide mixture to hydrolysis with spleen deoxyribonucleoside enzyme, what we get? We get mixture of deoxyribonucleoside 3' phosphate. In first video of this, that is part 1, in the last probably we have missed it to write deoxyribonucleoside 3' phosphate. So please, when you read it, deoxyribonucleoside 3' phosphate you read. Now when you see here the explanation, you see, well, what is DNA? DNA is polymer of nucleotide, you know it, that they are, which are joined by 3', joined by 3', 5' phosphate, phosphodiester bond. Okay, so what happened when we subject it to enzymatic hydrolysis with pancreatic deoxyribonuclease enzyme? Well, this enzyme is specific for cleavage of C3' carbon O phosphate bond, OP bond. Okay, this bond, that is, this bond will be cleaved. So what will happen when we hydrolyze the DNA? What we get, you see here, this is the oligonucleotide. I have given a 4 nucleotide setup is here. 4 nucleotide setup is here. Right here. Right here. Okay. So this is the oligonucleotide that since we are saying that the average nucleotide presence will be 4. Okay. So what you can see, when you break the bond here, that is C3' OP bond. So what will happen? Hydrolysis is taking place. OH will come, H will goes. So what will be the result? Result will be that a big chain of DNA polymer which are joined by nucleotide, phosphodiester 3', 5' phosphodiester bond. At 3', this is broken due to this enzymatic action. So what will happen? So ultimately we are getting what? We are getting a nucleotide, and you can see 3', at 3', what we are getting? We are getting the free OH group. So that is mixture of oligonucleotide. Average number of nucleotide is 4, and these have 5' phosphate group residue, and at 3', OH group is free. OH group is free. So this is the result. And when we subject these oligonucleotides to another enzymatic hydrolysis with spleen deoxyribonuclease, now you see here another interesting. So what? This has a specificity for 5' COP cleavage, COP bond cleavage. That is here the bond will be cleavage. You can see 5', okay, 5', carbon is there, and this bond will be cleavage. Now you go on here, okay, OH, H, OH, H. So what you will get? All this will be broken, and you will get a nucleoside, because if there is no phosphate at 5', it is not nucleotide. But due to hydrolysis, what you are getting? You are getting at 3 prime the phosphate moiety. So what you are getting? You are getting mixture of deoxyribonucleoside 3 prime phosphate. Okay. So you have, on the basis of these two experiments, you can say that the phosphodiesterase linkage between the two nucleotide in DNA is between 3 prime carbon of one nucleotide residue and 5 prime carbon of another nucleotide residue. So this is the enzymatic hydrolysis of DNA. I again repeat that in part 1 I've written this deoxyribonucleoside only. You just learn it as a deoxyribonucleoside 3 prime phosphate, because at 3 prime position phosphate free phosphate group will be there after these two hydrolysis. And when you correlate these two, you confirm it, the phosphodiester linkage between 3 prime, that is the there is exist that is the deoxyribonucleotide monomeric unit in DNA are joined by 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester bond. Now again you come here, once this is established, that is the polymer of DNA being a polymer of monomer of deoxyribonucleotide which are joined by 3 prime phosphodiester bond, the question arises about the sequencing. So here the DNA sequencing. Now process of determining sequence of nucleotide in DNA strand is done by Sanger sequencing method. It is done by Sanger sequencing method. It is also called chain termination method. Well, other methods reported are overlapping method. Okay. Now you can see I have represented this tetranucleotide in letter as well as in line formula. You can see 5 prime end, that is here you have 5 prime end, and here you know at the last you have 3 prime end. So if you go here from, you can see that this is then one of the imaginary tetranucleotide from 5 prime end to 3 prime end. Obviously phosphate is there at 3 position. Here phosphate is there. Now in line representation you can see this is the 5 prime end, this is the 3 prime end, this is deoxyribose sugar phosphate sugar phosphate backbone, you can see here. So what you have, 5 prime 3 prime position and 1 prime position of the bases. At 1 prime you have deoxyadenine is there. Sorry, means deoxy sugar is there. This is adenine, guanine, thymine and cytosine. D stands for the deoxy sugar, which you represent like this, and one of the nucleotide is attached to another with 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester linkage. So this is all about the primary structure of DNA. Next we will talk about some Chargaff's rule in the next video. Okay, thank you.